How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to Ant Talk, the weekly Comic-con-versation. I'm here with my guest, Zach.
What's up?
Yep, you know him. So, we just saw, earlier tonight, we saw Pete's Dragon, Disney's new movie based on their it's a remake of their 1977 movie, Pete's Dragon. The story this is going to be no spoiler review, and we're not going to get into too in-depth on the plot points, but so yeah, the story is about a young boy who pretty much grew up by himself in the woods for about the first 6-7 years of his life, and apparently he had a friend dragon out there along the way, and the story is about how he comes back in contact with civilization, and the dragon comes along with him, and it's all about how people react to, this dragon actually being real that's only been a legend for so long. And like I said, no spoilers. So, Zach, what'd you think about the movie? Did you like it? Didn't like it?
Yeah, overall I liked it. That was pretty good. Disney movie.
Yeah, Disney always seems to do good especially with all these remakes. Most of them are pretty good of their old animated films. I thought this movie was pretty good. I feel like it kind of had like that Jungle Book feel, like a little boy stranded out in the wilderness on his own, raised by the wild. Jungle Book's case is animals. In this case, it's a dragon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was quite as good as Jungle Book. You see Jungle Book? You like that?
Yeah, I like Jungle Book.
Okay, yeah, that was a good movie. It was almost there. It's a kid movie. I feel like it's definitely a kid movie. It showed, because some of the dialogue wasn't all there. Didn't always land. Some of the one-liners and jokes were kind of like and some of the motivations to me for the characters, especially like the villain, was very. It was very like there was nothing. It was very shallow, if you will. So what'd you think about the dragon, Elliot?
I liked him. It was pretty cool, and especially with like Disney's effects nowadays.
Oh yeah,
obviously. But I liked how it was kind of similar to the original one, but like had its differences.
Yeah. Speaking of the original, I used to really like it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I watched a lot. I can't really I'd have to go back and watch it and see what I can catch or pick up on now that I'm older. But from what I remember, it was. It was definitely like had that very green. It was like a cartoon, but I feel like this dragon, they did a really good job making him look pretty real.
Yeah, like the whole original movie was not even really supposed to be real because it was a cartoon.
Like it was literally a cartoon dragon, like slapped on like a live action 70s movie.
Yeah.
And from what else I remember is that the original is more of a musical.
Yeah.
And this one is definitely not a musical. I feel like this one is actually pretty sad. There's a lot of moments throughout this where it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say I liked it. It's a good family film. Something you definitely would take your kids to go see. I would recommend. Going back to Elliot in this movie for a minute, I feel like I wasn't going into this movie. I wasn't sure about the look, the fur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how to feel like that. And it felt like a big dog to me. And in the movie, he kind of was like a big dog.
Yeah, he like chases his tail.
Yeah.
Like he behaves like a dog.
He does in a lot of ways. But I feel like instantly I was pretty hooked on the dragon himself.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
I feel like one of the biggest problems this movie had for me was kind of towards I'd say like the first half of this movie kind of started to drag on, especially the beginning. And I feel like there was kind of times where a chunk of time in this movie where Elliot didn't really have much to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, towards the end, like the beginning of the third act, I guess, things started to pick up for me, and I started to feel more engaged with the characters, with Pete, Elliot, and the other characters. I felt more engaged with them, and I was rooting for them by the end of the movie. Did it feel like it dragged on to you at all?
Yeah, I mean,
or is it just me?
It kind of got like its slower parts that weren't very important to the story, but like it didn't like it wasn't a bad thing to me.
Yeah.
Like it didn't ruin it.
Didn't stick out to you. It could be just me nitpicking, but one thing I really also liked, I liked Robert Redford in this movie. He he's such a great actor. He stands out. But overall, like with I'd say at the beginning of this movie it started off like a 7.5, and then it kind of went to a 7, but then it picked up again towards the end. Like I said, it was like a pretty sad movie, but it actually ended really happy, and I'd say by the end I'd go with an 8 out of 10. What do you think?
I'm personally gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But I did like it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It definitely, it's not Disney's best, but it's it's a good watch. I can't really put it down too much. But anything else you'd like to add? All right. Well, that's our review of Pete's Dragon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See ya.